Welcome to the Emotional Balance Sheet, the go-to podcast for parents with multiple kids, especially those with twins, triplets, or more, who are navigating the maze of modern family life and personal finance. Whether you're overwhelmed by education or retirement planning, parenting dilemmas, career transitions, or trying to define your purpose and plan, we're here to guide you with empathy, encouragement, and expertise. Hosted by Paul Fenner, founder of Tama Capital, a certified financial planner and parent to 4 kids, including a set of triplets. Our podcast is your ally in the quest for financial peace of mind, proving that money matters, but family comes first. Subscribe now and join our community of empowered parents at tamacapital.com. This podcast is for informational purposes only and should not be relied upon for investment decisions. Clients of Tama may retain positions in the securities discussed in this podcast.
What does comprehensive financial planning even mean? At Tama Capital, it means a family office where lifestyle planning such as retirement, college, portfolio management, and tax prep and planning are all under one umbrella. But it goes beyond numbers. We focus as much on the emotional side of financial planning as we do on the financial side. We get you. We understand your challenges of building a family, business or career, and a healthy life. We are devoted to wealth planning for families like yours because we are you. Learn how our family can help your family by visiting tamacapital.com. So I have a question to lead off this week's show, and it is, have you missed me? Have you missed me on Facebook or Instagram? I think the answer is no, because I have not received any outrageous text or phone calls or emails about posting or missing my post or sharing my information on either of those two platforms. And I bring this up today because I want to talk about something I've talked about before, which is noise. And I have 2 stories about this. The first is I was sitting with Teresa last week and we're watching TV or she was flipping through channels and something came on about politics. And I asked her to immediately turn the channel. She's like, why? Like, don't you need to know about this stuff? Like, don't you need to inform the families you work with about policies or how it impacts their portfolios? And I said, no. And I tried to be, you'll have to ask Teresa on this one, but I tried to be as nice as possible, but I know there was a firm no. But I went on to explain to her the reason why is because policies decisions don't necessarily impact a company's performance. What drives companies' performance? Their stock price, if you will, their corporate earnings, and interest rates. Time and time again, data has proven this out. Research has proven this out that this political noise that seems like it's surrounding us in the 24-hour news cycle is just that. It's noise. And so what I tried to explain to Teresa is part of my biggest job right now is to try to take noise out of the equation. And it starts with me. Like, I have to be mindful of how much noise I let into or out of my life, I should say, really into. And with the new change in government here in the States, whether it's the presidential office, the Senate, the House, it doesn't matter. There's so much noise going on right now. And it doesn't matter who's in office. But as we all know, with President Trump in the office, whether you like him or dislike him, it doesn't matter. The guy is not changing. There's lots of things he likes to talk about. But you don't have to react to every bite. You don't need to react to every time he threatens to put a tariff on or take a tariff off, or actually there's no tariffs coming off, but you get my point. In my world of portfolio management specifically, and even in the financial planning space, putting together a college plan, putting together a retirement plan, it really has no bearing on what I do. But it could if I let that noise get to me and influence how I manage my family's portfolios, how that may impact their retirement plan or their kids' college plan that's not going to happen for another 4 or 5 years yet. I could let that noise in, but that would be a disservice to the families I help support. Along those lines, I had a family reach out this past week. Again, all well, good intentions. And they asked me what I was doing or what I might be doing to the portfolio as far as making changes given the changes in policies. And again, it goes back to keeping politics out of the portfolio, keeping noise out of your portfolio, and to some degree, out of your lives. And going back to how I started this conversation asking, have you missed me on Facebook or Instagram? And the answer is no, is one of the reasons I purposely got off of those platforms. It's not that I didn't want to learn or know about, my friends or my families or the families I help to support, what's going on in their lives or their kids' lives. But I know if something's happening that's of real significance or importance, that person is picking up the phone and calling me or shooting me a text, or I'm running into them at the school or at the basketball game or at the swim meet, and we're having a conversation in real life. It's not a digital conversation moment. And to me, that's where I'm trying to take noise out of my life and not being on those platforms, because people of all sorts of backgrounds and motivations are posting things on there that I just don't care about, that I don't want to let into my life and into the work that I do to help support families from a personal and financial standpoint into their lives either. Like, I owe them that fiduciary service that I talk about. And so, again, my message this week is to realize what noise you're letting into your life and how it's affecting you. So I know it's been a lot to digest since the election, obviously before the election, during the election, and post-election. But those two stories, having my wife Teresa ask me, well, why do I want to turn that off? Or my other client asking me how policies may impact their portfolio. It's noise. I want to stay focused on doing what's in the best interest of the families that I work with, whether that's putting together the right plan from a retirement or college or an estate standpoint that, again, aligns to their purpose and objective, which aligns to what they're doing today financially. The portfolios will take care of themselves. I'm focused on finding great companies that I want to hold for the foreseeable future that supports that family's purpose and objective. And letting noise in does just the opposite. Now that you've made it to the end of another great conversation, are you looking for more? If so, head over to tamacapital.com, where you will find all of our conversations. Use the search feature to find the topic or guest you would love to learn more about. Also, don't forget to make someone else's day by sharing our show. That's all for this week. We'll see you next time.